Number 6 is excess library funds. Paul Giraldi.
Can I have Stan chime in a little bit? We had communication today, and this is kind of centered around two things: the money kept in capital and the capital project going on in the library. And you have some current information about numbers and stuff as far as preliminary numbers.
Well, the project is now out to bid, receiving, the library is, the borough is receiving bids in April, and I asked the architect for his estimate of probable costs, and the number is at, I believe it was $342,690.
Yeah.
And that includes the addition, interior work, and site plan. It doesn't include any of the soft costs. And Paul and I, we recall that we had original discussions some time ago that the estimate was around
$350,000.
So at this point, they're within their target. Plans are very detailed enough that I don't expect there'll be any change orders in this project.
Will or will not?
Will not.
Thank you.
So the bottom line is, when we were looking over the numbers last night, because we had a meeting last night where we talked about budgets and revenues and such. The library, which is funded 99% by Raritan taxpayers, has a capital fund which is in excess of $600,000, and that is taxpayer money. And if we do the math real simple and we look at the project and the expense on the project, which is, as far as I know, their only capital project, and we take gift money, which is also part of this, which would be used for this project, which means there would probably be about $400,000 left in the capital fund with, as far as I know, and anyone else up here knows, no capital project, because the one that's being constructed, that would already be paid out of those funds. So I guess the big question is, why are they holding so much money in capital? And the reason I ask is because there's a state law that says if you take money out of capital and you put it into the operational fund, that the borough gets money back every year, which we did a couple of years ago. And so it's a question. The question is, why is there so much money left in capital with no capital projects? That's not the way it works in the real world. If you have a capital project, then you put funds to it. And we don't know that there's a capital project that would need $400,000 of taxpayer money. So you have a dilemma.
As you know, I'm on the library.
I know that, and I'm the delay ads for the third time.
And I can tell you that I know there's been a long history between the council and the library with respect to the statutory .03 mils that is sent to the library each year. Last year was 380-some thousand. This year it's
415,000.
12, 15. And being somewhat new to the library, I have been trying to go through the economics with them. And in our last meeting, we did explore the issue of the capital account, and in particular, was looking for and requested, because you had something that I didn't have, but was looking for and requesting what was going to be the price of the capital project, which was the 600 square foot expansion. As many of the members on this council know, is that we all have been looking at, myself included, is that the 600,000 divided by 600 square feet was $1,000 a square foot, which obviously wasn't the case, thank God. Yeah. And that would have been a far different story. By virtue of the fact that we met last, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, I don't recall at the moment, we were awaiting that, and as a consequence, I won't have until next meeting, and you may or may not be there, in terms of what is the capital plan relative to the $400,000.
Okay, well, I guess we can put it off until we have that meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fairness, I think you're absolutely, I know you're absolutely correct, is that surpluses can go into capital projects. If not, the statute is rather clear, if not very clear, in terms that it is returned back to the town, which is then used in the budget to reduce taxes for the following year. And so I think it's incumbent upon the the library's trustees, of which I'm one, to report to us at this next meeting that I'm sorry, not the next one after that, I apologize, because they meet once a month, we meet every 2 weeks, to have some communications, and I would suggest that either you or I or Dan write a communication to Ron Rispoli at the library, Dan, requesting a copy of their capital plan for the library, and ask them if they could please have it to us before I don't know the date, but whatever our meeting is a month from today. And then that way, we would have the requisite documents in order to make a determination. There?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Okay.
I'm sorry I missed that one, it's just, I'll use the paper copy. Okay. Item 9. Dan, you're good with that?
Yes, I just want a clarification. Are you saying all capital plans or any
Well,
particular capital?
As I understand, and I've read it, but I'm going to qualify it, as I understand statute, we're obligated to provide the X number of dollars, 3.3 mils, and the library has the right to use that for library purposes, primarily of operational library purposes. And at the end of the year, when they tally what they've spent and what's left over, they have a choice of, as we do in this council, is there should be some reasonable amount for surplus, and I don't know what that number is. But if there's something materially above that, and I think your report is well taken, $400,000 above that is quite a bit, particularly since that represents more or less a year's operating capital, funds. So whatever is left over, it either goes into a little bit of surplus or goes into a capital account. And the requirements relative to a capital account are stated projects for that to be used. And so obviously it can't be it doesn't have to be all used in 1 year, but if they need to do, I don't know, a new roof is a capital project, but say it was a new roof and it's $100,000, they may have to put in X number of dollars per year to do that. So it is incumbent upon them to have a capital plan, and it is incumbent upon us, along with the Board of Trustees of the library, to have fiduciary responsibility to be prudent with respect to those monies, and in this case, for this council, to have secondary responsibility, fiduciary responsibility that, hey, this seems like a lot, tell us what you're doing.
And it can't necessarily just be repairs, because some of the
No,
repairs
that's capital.
are absorbed by us and not capital expenses.
Correct. And our lease with them is very clear on that. Is that enough clarity?
Yes, yes.
I was hoping it would be.